I just want to tell you something real quickly. For the last 3 days, I've been down in Alberta, Georgia. Steve Harvey is having his mentoring camp in Alberta, Georgia this weekend. And right now, there are 250 young black men that are being mentored by scores of other black men in this setting. And over the last 3 days, I've watched young black men transform right in front of my eyes. And so one would ask, what is the difference between where they are in Alberta, Georgia, and the hoods that they come from around this country? And I think the theme has been active, loving, spiritually led, intentional, consistent, and focused men have been drilling into them since they've been there since Tuesday. And I can't even tell you the stories that I've heard these boys tell with respect to their fathers. On Sunday, they're going to graduate. On Monday, they're coming home. The question is, all the stuff that's been poured into them for the last 4 days, do we have the capacity to pick it up and ensure that they don't go back to their former selves? Exactly. Do we have the people in place, the organizations in place, to make sure that the boys who have said on stage in front of 250 other boys, I realized over the last few days that I need to change my life. I want to go back home and I want to do better. I want to make my mom proud. I want a relationship with my father. I don't want to be locked up anymore. I don't want to steal. I don't want to rob. I don't want to kill. But the question for us as a body is, what are we going to do about that when those boys are released on Sunday and they come back to the communities that has cultivated the reasons that they claim they're doing what they do? Nobody cares about me. No one's listened to me talk. No one's given me a platform. No one cares about who I am, right? Authority doesn't care about me. These are from the mouths of our boys, the same ones that are creating the crime rates that we're talking about. These are boys that are saying, some of the reasons that I'm doing this is because you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing. But then we flip it on them and say, that's no excuse. That's the only excuse. And it's really not an excuse, it's a reason. And so forget the excuses. When I hear them talk, I hear reasons. And then I have to go back and say, that's a reason he just gave me. What am I going to do about that? And so this is a rallying call. This is not me presenting to you who I am. This is me telling you what I've seen over the last couple of days with these boys, right? That are down in Alberta, Georgia, fishing for the first time. They've never been taken to a pond before. And black men are showing them how to fish. They're riding horses. They've seen horses before, but they've never ridden them before. And black men are showing them how to ride horses. These kids are zip lining. Never seen a zip line before. But black men are zip lining and black boys are following them across the zip line. They're running obstacle courses. Never seen an obstacle course before. But they're running through obstacle courses with other black men. Right? And so they can be led. They can be taught. But teaching doesn't come without compassion. Teaching doesn't come without caring. Teaching doesn't come without consistency. And most importantly, teaching doesn't come without modeling. And so if you ain't modeling the behavior, then you can't expect for them to be the behavior. It's simply not going to happen. What I've said to them, and this is, I'm gonna end here, and I spoke to them, I was the first speaker they heard at the camp on Tuesday morning. And I ended with them by saying, you are the little boys today that will someday reside in the man you'll become. And you'll be the little boy that speaks to that man who you are, and you will tell him all the things that you remembered as a boy, all the things that someone told you. And I said to them, don't get upset, because I'm not calling you boys now. But relative to the man that you're going to become, when you look back at yourself today, you're going to say to yourself, I was just a boy. I was just a boy when I saw you beating my mother. I was just a boy when you left. I was just a boy when you locked me up. I was just a boy when you told me I'm not going to ever be anything in life. I was just a boy when you turned your back on me. That little boy is going to speak to the man he's going to become. And you cannot judge the man for what he is if you have not taken responsibility for the boy you've raised. Thank you.